Watch these threads of light pour across the dark, folding and braiding like silk drawn through water. There's no fluid here, and nothing is being pushed. Just thousands of separate points, each obeying one quiet instruction.
So this whole flowing fabric is just points moving on their own?
One invisible rule at every point, and together they paint a current. Change that hidden rule, and the whole mood changes, tight whirlpools, or broad lazy rivers. Let's uncover the rule, and watch the streams draw themselves. Picture an arrow planted at every point in space, each pointing some direction. That whole field of arrows is called a flow field. A particle does just one thing. It looks at the arrow it's standing on, takes a small step that way, then reads the arrow again. Step, reread, step over and over.
So the arrows don't carry it, the particle just follows whatever arrow it lands on?
Exactly, the field stays fixed, and the particle obeys it point by point. Let's zoom right in, make those arrows visible, and move one step at a time. Here's the field up close, a grid of arrows, each showing which way the flow points at that spot. Drop a single particle. It reads the arrow beneath it, and steps. New spot, new arrow, it turns a little, and steps again. Each step bends along the arrows, and the curve it leaves behind is called a streamline.
So the smooth line is just the trail of all those tiny steps?
Now release a handful at once. Neighbors read almost the same arrows, so they sweep along together, side by side. Back to the full field. Let's name what you're seeing. Each bright head is a particle right now, the glowing tail behind it is where it has just been. And the color marks which family of streams it belongs to, so you can follow one current through the crowd.
So bright is now, the trail is the recent past, and color groups the streams?
Read it that way, and the tangle turns into a map of motion. Let thousands run together, and the separate paths weave into one moving fabric. No particle can see the whole picture, each only ever reads its own arrow.
And still it looks designed, like flowing cloth.
Local arrows, global current, that's the whole trick. So why does it look so smooth, instead of a scribbled mess? Because the field itself is smooth, arrows that sit close together point almost the same way. So neighboring particles travel nearly parallel, flowing side by side instead of crossing.
And why does it swirl and loop, but never pile up in one spot?
This kind of field is built to turn, not to drain. It has no place where flow pours in or empties out, so instead of piling up, the streams keep curling and flowing. The look depends entirely on the field. Make the arrows swirl tightly, and you get dense little whirlpools. Stretch them out, and the same particles glide in broad, calm rivers. Scatter many centers of rotation, and the streams braid into churning, turbulent-looking motion.
Same rule each time, only the arrows change?
One idea, a field of arrows, tuned to any mood you like. And this isn't only digital. The same picture, an arrow at every point, is how we map real flows. Wind across a weather map, currents in the ocean, smoke curling in the air, each is a flow field, and tiny parcels ride along it. It's even how some artists suggest motion. The swirling strokes of a starry night seem to follow an invisible field.
So the screen and the sky run on the same idea?
Arrows everywhere, and things that simply follow them. So next time you see streaks of cloud, or eddies turning in a river, picture an arrow waiting at every point, and a crowd of tiny travelers, each just reading the one beneath it.
No map, no leader, only the field.
Give every point a direction, and motion draws itself.